And after a little administrative break, Travis has left the building. Pretty damn awesome.
Yeah.
To have him on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any and every excuse that a person might have as a human being just got destroyed.
Yeah. Yeah, and he really kind of illustrated how hard it got for the time when he said, "Oh, I quit" in the hospital.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, it makes just kind of when you're around him now and you see just how he is, it kind of really brings to light how good he is now.
Yeah.
You know?
And he couldn't, at that moment in time, and when people get into that darkness, they don't see, they can't see the future. They can't see that things are going to get better. They can't see, for him at that point in time, there's no way it was going to get good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's very true. Very true.
Yeah. Another interesting thing is that when you see again where he's like concerned about his men, and even when he said I quit, he was concerned about like his wife.
Yeah.
And like that was the significant element.
Just a totally selfless person. Dang. Awesome. Well, speaking of
being awesome.
Yeah. Echo Charles, you're awesome.
Thanks, bro. We can talk about some awesome American-made stuff.
That's a good idea. I like where you're going with this.
Originmain.com. But yeah, Origin, that's the brand. So what is Origin? We're in league with Origin. I like the expression "in league with," by the way. I might have told you that before.
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it.
Yeah. So this is straight up the best American-made apparel in the world.
You don't have to say the best American-made apparel. You can say it's the best apparel in the world, and it's American-made.
Yeah. Is that subjective? I guess it's kind of subjective. But if you say it's the best American-made, well, I guess it all technically might be. I don't know. Either way, it's dope.
Yeah.
And it's all made in America. But here's the thing about made in America. I guess, I don't know. I could be wrong about this part, but technically you could be like, yeah, they sewed these, I don't know, pants or whatever, in America. Like, hey, where'd you get the material? Oh, well, we got it from somewhere else, not in America, which I guess is cool. Technically it was made, it was crafted, but not here. Mm-hmm. So you figure what, like, let's say your cotton pants, right? You get the material from America, but how do you make the material? The actual cotton. Where does cotton come from? You grow it. I used to have a cotton, like trees, like a bunch of them, by the way, on Kauai, nonetheless. So where does Origin get that cotton? America. What about the seeds to plant the cotton?
They're from America for sure.
So straight up from the ground, from the earth, from the seeds to the pants that you get, in the event of you getting pants, by the way. There's other stuff. There's geese. And that one's a good one, the geese, if you're into jiu-jitsu. Nonetheless, the pants that I got, the joggers, he was asking me, how do you like those? Mm-hmm. And, the new joggers, they're kind of like, they have a different shape than the old school sweatpants. Yeah. So I was like, okay, and I looked into those. I was telling Pete this story where I ordered some. Ironically, from overseas. I ordered them from overseas. They looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. So I ordered them. Didn't come in, by the way. This was about a year and a half ago. Still didn't come in, by the way. But I looked into it. I was like, whatever. But it's probably not for me. It's poetic. It's a sign. One of those deals. Either way. I get Pete's one. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to try these. I put them on. Surprisingly legitimate. As far as the look goes, cool. It's me. Pete even said that I look good in them, which is a lot because I just kind of met Pete in person over the past week. Yeah, anyway, good stuff. Just saying, it's good stuff. And again, all made in America, all of it. Some gis on there, some cool rash guards. The George Washington rash guard that I feel like we're ready for that one to come back. So
Yeah.
so Pete should
Should have that one.
Yeah. Nonetheless, originmaine.com. And when I say Maine, it's the state Maine. So origin, MAINE.com. That's a good one. The best one, really, when it comes down to it. Also, Jocko has some supplements. Krill oil, which we need. And joint warfare. So really, this is like a full-on like joint, because krill oil omega-3 is for your joints
For
as well.
sure.
Yeah, and then joint warfare is like, because there's a bunch of things. Regardless of what you think, yeah, krill oil, joints, boom, good. There's more to it than that. There's like glucosamine, all like basically all the stuff that you
Yes.
have been taking for years.
Yes.
You said, you know what, let me come up with my own Jocko formula.
Yeah, we have it now.
Boom, have it now. 2 products, right? Super Krill Joint Warfare.
Yep.
That's the one. That's the kit. That's the new kit
Mm-hmm.
as far as kits go. Also,
Those are also on originmaine.com, by the way.
yeah, originmaine.com. Also on it. So, we're on a trip right now. In the event of people not knowing that we're on a trip to Maine, I didn't bring the kettlebells. I thought that might have been too much. Plus, to check on they give you 50 pounds, right, in your
Yeah.
luggage. My kettlebells, one kettlebell, more than 50 pounds. Nonetheless.
88 pounds.
Yeah, in your case, minus 62, I think.
Oh, okay.
The werewolf. Times 2, 124.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, math on point. There was a guy at the camp that we went to that brought the kettlebells, the 70 whatever one, the gorilla one from On It, the cool one. I didn't work out with him though. I wanted to. I intended to. Anyway, those gorilla and werewolf kettlebells that I'm talking about, these are the cool kettlebells. They're from On It. All kettlebells are good, really. But if you want that level up of coolness, get those ones. onit.com/Jocko. Get it. Jump ropes on there. A bunch of cool fitness stuff. If you're lagging in your workout, which I do sometimes. I lag in my workout. Not lag like physically, but interest-wise. You get kind of bored. Not you. You don't get bored, huh?
No.
You just like...
Well, it doesn't matter.
Right,
It doesn't even register bored or not.
Yeah.
Execution is happening.
That's not what it's about. Yeah. Well, some of us, we get kind of bored. And it's not that we're getting bored, so we're not going to do it. We're looking for something like, oh, yeah, let me try this new thing. Some new hotness in regards to workouts.
Can you not say new hotness anymore on this podcast,
I
please?
heard Will Smith say it in
No,
one of the I thought it was cool.
That doesn't certify it for the podcast usage.
I know, bro. I figured I'd try it out though.
Yeah, just no. It's been tried. It failed.
No.
Next.
Rejected, huh?
Yeah.
All right. If you want some new cool stuff to do in regards to a workout, hey man, look, On It has all these. They have battle ropes and maces and cool stuff, and they have cool videos on there. By the way, don't get addicted to the website. Spend appropriate amounts of time on the website, not too much. Remember how you're talking about, like, when you watch a video on YouTube and then another one pops up?
Yeah. No, 6 of them pop up.
Yeah, all formulated for you, by the way.
Specially picked.
Watch out for that.
Weird YouTube munchkins that are like saying, I know what Jocko likes.
Yeah, that's actually
He wants to see another street fight.
That's what you watch. Psycho. Anyway, just watch out for that on the website, on the On It website, because the videos are real interesting. But they're about workouts, though, a lot of them. So it's kind of a catch-22.
Watching a video about working out does not replace working out, though.
No,
so
not at all.
Just checking.
You got to get after it for sure. But a lot of options on there. Anyway, onit.com/Jocko. That's the one right there. Also, you know what, though? In this camp, so some guys came to the camp. They brought this 200-pound bag of, he said it was a sandbag, but it's like gravel, essentially. And the challenge is to pick it up over your shoulder, 200 pounds. So even that, really, I mean, that's not that easy, 200 pounds. The way, when they were explaining it to me, it was Mike, Gerard, Brian, Victor. They were explaining to me. Well, while they're explaining it to me, I'm thinking, okay, I know what a 150-pound dumbbell feels like when you lift it up. And I'm thinking, could I get that? And that has a handle and balance, by the way. So I'm like, shoot, man, I don't know if I could do that. Could I do that? And then they're like, oh yeah, like I've done it, and I'm like, okay, so it can be done. Like it's obviously not like this thing you need years of practice or whatever. So I was like, but man, I don't know. And then sure enough, so when I went and did it, it was hard. I failed the first one. You bring it up, you kind of bring it onto your lap. 200 pounds, man. That's not like, it's like, how you say when you pick up a person and they're just dead weight. Similar to that. Anyway, boom, failed the first time. They're cheering me on. Thanks for that, by the way, guys. That helped me. And then the second time I did it, it was good. One of the high points. Anyway, that was just a side note. Also,
so a bunch of people don't have to ask me.
Yeah.
I did not participate in the challenge. I have an injured rib. That was that.
Yeah, you weren't real happy about that.
No,
you're still not happy. I see it on your face, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So the rib's almost healed. Thanks, Andy. That was Andy. Andy did that to my ribs.
In a way, and I think you paid a bigger price than me, but you messed up my rib in an identical way a few months ago. Oh, you were going to
get a submission on me and then you hurt yourself?
No, I was escaping the submission.
Okay. Well,
so it was essentially the same situation, but instead this time you got the rib injury instead of the guy you were trying to tap out. So in a way, good for you, and I hope we've all learned something from this whole thing today. Anyway, also, when you buy this book, and you will and should,
Tough as They Come,
Travis Mills. Get it through our website. That's a good way to support. I have a little section. We have a little section. Books from the podcast. Click on there. It'll be by episode. This is, this is a good way to support. Click through there. Bring you to Amazon. Even if you're going to do any other shopping, boom, even just as good a way to support that way. Just click through. Get the book. That's a good way. Small action, big reaction. Small click. 1, 2. It's like 2 more clicks. Super small action.
Somebody asked me, they said, hey, does it really help the podcast to do the Amazon click through? And I said, absolutely, it really does. And they said, well, how much? And I said, well, it's basically the way Echo describes it. It's basically the way Echo describes it. Small action, big reaction. So
yep.
You're actually very right on that one.
Yes. Yep. I just had a feeling from the beginning that's a good way to put it. And it is, really. Also, subscribe to the podcast. It's a good way to support. Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play, all these ones that provide podcasts. This seems like something that everyone probably has done already, but if you haven't, subscribed to them. That's a good one. If you're in the mood, leave a review. That's a good one. Some good reviews on there already. And thank you guys for doing that. Very colorful. Would you say colorful? Is that a good? Yes,
colorful,
word?
Creative reviews.
Creative, yeah, it's good. They're fun to read from time to time. Also, YouTube. If you like the video or want to watch the video version of this podcast, see what Travis looks like, see what Jocko looks like, see what I look like if you're into that. Subscribe to the YouTube. Get a little alert when we upload a video.
Yeah, but beyond just watching what we look like, there's other things that come from the YouTube
channel,
that are not on the podcast.
Oh, right, yeah,
sometimes,
if you subscribe, yes.
Right? So, whether it's little augmented videos that you make with your creative spin on them.
Flair.
Yeah. There's just straight excerpts.
Right.
And then there's deleted scenes.
Yeah, deleted scenes. I think I'm going to put some more on there. There's a few. You know what? When you kind of go through and I watch, when I edit it, right? So really the audio editing process is pretty simple. You cut off the beginning. You cut off the end, you fade it in, you fade it out. Done. That's it.
Easy.
Yeah. But the parts that I cut off, there's some
nuggets in there.
Interesting stuff. And when you're in the moment, I'm talking to you, it's just regular, we're just talking and whatever. Maybe we're laughing, maybe not. But when you kind of go back and listen to it, it's kind of funny. Anyway, I'll put some of those on there too. So if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you can watch those. Those are cool. The excerpts are just kind of like, shareable, smaller, nuggets of Jocko wisdom, which is cool. I mean, if you don't want to listen to the whole podcast just for the thing. In fact, there's a couple of people where they were like, I listened to those. The guy at the camp, He was like, yeah, I listen to those excerpts like almost every day.
Yeah.
Because they're like, there's a lot of them there now too, by the way. Also, Jocko has a store. It's called Jocko Store. JockoStore.com. There's some shirts on there if you want to support. So I'm not saying buy a shirt. I'm not saying buy a hat. Got hats on there now. Snapback. My bad. I thought they were
Echo was
flex fit.
wrong.
You know what?
Echo thought it was flex fit trucker hats.
Yeah.
Don't exist.
Yeah, they
The world
don't.
doesn't have those, and the world doesn't need them.
Yeah, it almost doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I for real thought they were flex fit, but you know what? I looked into it and I realized that the reason that I thought they were flex fit is because some new hats I'm coming out with.
Oh.
Maybe in a few weeks. They're a different style of hat and they're flex fit. They look dope too, by the way. I'll show them to you one day.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm not saying, hey, buy a shirt, buy a rash guard or whatever. I'm saying go in the store. Jocko Store. Look on there. Check out the items. And if you like something, get something. Some hoodies on there, some women's stuff, some patches, which are cool. I've seen a few of those on people's backpacks. Actually, they look kind of dope. I'm going to probably put one on my backpack. And some
Thanks
other
for
stuff.
letting us all know.
I'm just, sometimes you just think
No,
out
man,
loud.
Definitely
Whatever.
curious about that. We'll all be looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. I'll show it to you when it's done. Anyway, JockoStore.com. That's a good way. Also, psychological warfare. Who are we just talking to that? Oh, Pete. Yeah. Where, okay, basically psychological warfare. What is that? It is an album with tracks, Jocko tracks, where in your campaign against weakness, meaning if you have goals, like, okay, so I listen to Jordan Peterson, and he has this thing. I'm not gonna go like too much into it, but he has this thing where it's like, okay, why don't people get what they want? And one of the reasons is because they just don't know what that is, and we kind of don't. Even if you say, I want to get better in what?
Jiu-jitsu.
Because you can do one push-up a day and you're technically better. Technically. So it's like, what do you mean better? Better how? Whatever. So anyway, back to this psychological. If you want to, I don't know, lose weight, you want to wake up earlier and be more disciplined in these specific ways and all this stuff. You want to clean up your diet. To clean up your diet, you got to avoid junk food, all this stuff. Junk food, you get distracted by short-term payoffs, right, with junk food. Because the whole idea of junk food is short-term payoff over long-term payoff. Good diet, long-term payoff. Bad diet, short-term payoff. Anyway, if you get tempted by weakness, you listen to the Psychological Warfare album or just a track or whatever. So look, you're waking up early in the morning, 4:30 every day. That's what I'm doing from now on. That one day when you're kind of tired and the alarm goes off and you're tempted or compelled to press the snooze, or just stay in bed. I'll wake up later. I'll wake up at noon. Just saying, some people wake up at noon sometimes. Play this track called Get Up and Get After It. I guarantee you won't wake up at noon. You'll wake up at the assigned time. Assigned by yourself, by the way. 100% success rate on that. If you listen to this and you fail at your little thing, yeah, I don't know what to say. But that's a good one. Psychological Warfare, Jocko Willink. Look for it. Look into it.
Also, you can get some Jocko white tea. You can get that on Amazon. It'll make you be able to do amazing feats of strengths.
Sure.
With no effort, barely at all.
Yeah, like the rock bag.
Yeah. You got a little Jocko white tea. Boom. You nailed it.
Easy money, one hand.
Books, like Echo said, Tough as They Come by Travis Mills. You can get that. You can also get a book called Extreme Ownership that I wrote with my brother Leif Babin. It's about combat leadership. Way of the Warrior Kid. If you want your kid or a kid that you know to be stronger, smarter, healthier, and therefore, because they're stronger, smarter, and healthier, they're also more confident. Mm-hmm. If you want to do that for a kid, get them a book called Way of the Warrior Kid. Then you can also get the Discipline Equals Freedom Field Manual. It got a little bump the other day. I don't know. I think like in social media, I put something out and it got a little bump, and all of a sudden the delivery dates of people that just ordered it got pushed back. So I don't know. I don't know specifically like what that means, but I tell you this: it means you should order it now. If you want to get it when it comes out, order it. If you want that first edition copy, which is pretty much what you want. If you need leadership in your world, which you probably do, because that's the way things get done, is through leadership, and you need help in that department, you can contact our leadership consulting company, Echelon Front. It's me, it's Leif Babin, JP Donnell, Dave Burke. You can email us at info@echelonfront.com if you want us to come speak or work with your company. That's what you do. And finally, and this is the muster. We are close to selling it out right now. The one that's in San Diego, September 14th and 15th. Leadership tactics, techniques, and procedures for business and life. Get better at everything. Get registered. Do it now before it sells out. It might even be sold out by the time this podcast comes out. But check it out. See if you can find it. See if you can get there. ExtremeOwnership.com. And until the muster, if you do need to communicate with us, we're actually cruising on the interwebs. Twitter, Instagram, and also the Facebooky boy. Echo is at Echo Charles, and I am at Jocko Willink.